Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your Divine Love reading. This is predominantly for twin flames. It's what I reference. Could be soulmates, could be any kind of love connection. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of it's for you, some of it might be for somebody else. But whether you're Sagittarius or you're watching for someone that's a Sagittarius, either way, I'm grateful that you are here. I do offer personalized readings. They're in the description box below. And you can follow me on Instagram at Candy Wishman. And there's also an extended version, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the reading. So let's go ahead and take a look at the current energy between the two of you. And remember, the energies are interchangeable. I often read for the Divine Feminine, those of you watching, with the other person being the Divine Masculine, but it's whatever resonates that actually matters, okay? All right, so what is the current energy between the two of you right now? Okay, interesting. We have happy family. So when this generally comes up, because I'm not gonna lie, I mean, for those of you that watch me or that have watched my videos before, you know that I don't read for the faint of heart. And I often don't read for people in happy situations. Chances are you're here because you're struggling with something and you are looking for guidance or to help your brain understand what's going on in your heart or what have you. Chances are you're here because you're not in a happy family situation with the other person. And that could be something that you're striving for. You could be struggling with the concept of what a happy family means. You know, gone are the days of the white picket fence and, you know, having a boy and a girl and having the perfect nuclear family or whatever that's called. We have a lot of blended families. We have a lot of childless families. We have a lot of broken families, okay? So I feel like there's this concept, and you could be dealing with family, okay? You could be dealing with your parents. You could be dealing with your children. You could be dealing with your siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. There's something going on with family for the two of you. And if you are twin flames, chances are you are mirroring a lot, okay? You might be learning the lesson with different members of your family, but it's still the same lesson to learn, okay? All right, so that's very interesting. Let's take a look at a past situation that has provided healing and learning for you. You will see me look off screen. I have my little, I should probably reach for it. I have my little, like, what I'm going to read on just past the screen just to be transparent. Otherwise, there's just a window in front of me, but all right, let's see. Okay, so these popped out after. I'm going to try and make sure I get them in order. One flipped up quite a ways back over here. Is this it? Yes, this was it. Okay. And then these came out, and then this one flipped up, and then this one flipped up, and then this one flipped up. Okay. All right, the first one that came out was the Seven of Cups, which there's a lot of illusion here, which is causing emotional confusion. There's a lot of emotional confusion. And I feel like that often happens for twin flames, if I'm going to be honest. It's hard for the brain to wrap your head around how your heart is feeling. So what I mean by that is, you know, you meet this person and the connection is so deep and so real that it's hard to fathom. So things will happen, sometimes good, sometimes bad, okay? Sometimes giving you good feelings or bad feelings, okay? Well, we can talk about bad feelings another time. And you're like, anyone else that would do this or that would make me feel this way would be done, but I can't be done with this person. What is it? And I feel like for the feminine side, you're doing a lot of research on this. You're really looking into it, trying to understand it, finding thousands of people experiencing what you're experiencing, right? For the masculine, they just can't figure it out. They just can't get over it. They keep trying to distract themselves with other things, thinking it'll go away. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles in this deck really makes me feel like, you know, this is before you step out into your single lady's power. You know, you're feeling good, smelling good, looking good, all that stuff. It's sort of that you're digging deep to find the treasure that's within you, because I feel like there's hidden treasure to be had in this connection, and there was something instinctively that you both knew about that. Okay. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna just roll these out now. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, but it was in reverse, and I'm going to leave it that way, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Then we have the Temperance card. Okay, and we have the Fool. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Three of Cups, which came out in reverse, and I'm going to leave it in reverse again. So the Seven of Swords being here, the Seven of Swords is this hidden agenda, sneaky energy, which our ego and our thoughts can often do and create. The King of Pentacles in reverse showing up here for me, what I heard was focusing too much on the physical, because the metaphysical, the soul stuff, even for the feminine, is too much to handle sometimes. And there's a fear here. Okay, there's a fear of the unknown. There's a fear. Some of it is past life fear, I'm not going to lie. Believing that there are evil entities that can hurt you coming out, okay? And there's no judgment in that. It's just that the only time they can hurt you is if you allow it. But that's another conversation for another time. There's a lot coming through here, guys. So then we have the Temperance card and the Fool. Okay, so the Temperance card in this deck always makes me think of the metaphysical connection between twin flames. Okay, there's this deep, thick cord, energetic cord, right? And everything is felt through that cord. It's not always understood by the brain what we're feeling, okay, whether it's ours or not. Then we have the Fool. There's a need here for a new beginning, to wash away all of this old stuff that you're hanging on to and step out of the bath, okay? Step out into this new world. However, it's paired with these three things, okay? It's in combination. The Knight of Wands is often about figuring out what fuels your fire, but it's also a lot of back and forth energy. And paired with this Two of Wands, the Two of Wands is about making a decision. And there's a lot of inability to make a decision because of the fear. There's fear still around acceptance. There's fear around losing yourself to the connection, okay? So whether this is something, I feel like it's not one major thing. I think it's a multitude of things. It's almost like every time you guys interact, it's almost like you circle the drain. Cycle. I was like cycle, same cycle. It's like pattern, cycle of pattern. Anyway. And it's because it's almost, I'm hearing you're not digging deep enough. And we'll get into that a little bit later with the extended. But there's a lot of back and forth right now. You both want a new beginning, but you're indecisive about that new beginning, and that's mostly because you're still in the processes of stepping out into your Nine of Pentacles energy. You're still in this part where when things get hard, you go solely physical, you know, almost shut off the connection, okay? But it's also giving you a lot of perception and awareness around your thoughts and how powerful they really are. Okay, let's see how this connection is affecting you right now. It's affecting you a lot. That's like an eighth of the deck. Beautiful. Okay. It's forcing you to release judgment. Judgment of yourself, judgment of others, judgment of this connection and what it means. Judgment of beliefs. Okay. Beliefs that no longer serve. Like I talked about being afraid of things. The happy family card came out here, I believe, because this has a lot to do with beliefs that were passed down through family. Superstitions, myths, those kinds of things, okay? I feel, however, when something like this comes along and defies everything that you believe to be true, you open yourself up to clarity. You open yourself up to source, to spirit, to seeing the truth in things, okay? So here we have the Sun and we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a higher level of commitment. And I feel like it's forced you to commit to yourself, to commit to your own betterment, to commit to how you can be of service. And then we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so it's also helping you understand the deep soul ties and soul connections, not only with this other person, but with a lot of the people in your life. Okay. There's a lot of spiritual growth happening with you right now. And it's only when those thoughts, those fears. So I feel, Sagittarius, I feel like when you don't want to be adventurous, when you want to hole up, that's when you can recognize your words and your fear are starting to overcome you and overtake you again, okay? Because you naturally want to go and explore the world. You naturally want to explore things and expand yourself. That's just your energy. So when you're afraid of doing that, that tells you that there's a belief, there's an illusion, there's a fear that needs to be realigned. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into what is going on with your other person. But I want to talk a little bit about the extended version for a moment. We talk about hidden factors in the connection, a blockage that's being removed right now, a lesson that's being learned, how the other person wants to move forward with you, some guidance on how you can move forward in your own way, and then sort of hopes and intentions moving forward. And it's in the description box below, but it's more of a guidance piece to be like, okay, this is where we're at. I want to feel better. I don't want to feel this confusion. How can we move forward and dig deeper into this stuff so I'm not afraid all the time? And being afraid is not a cowardly thing. I need to be very clear with that. And there's no judgment with that. It's a tool that you can use to figure out what you're trying to protect yourself from. Because there's nothing here, especially in this connection, that you need to protect yourself from. And if you think you do, that's a wound that needs to be healed. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at, let's get a card representing your person. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So the Knight of Swords is Taurus Gemini energy. This is somebody that's actually very blunt. There's someone, they don't always, I'm hearing no couth. They don't always take into other people's considerations of how they might feel, because they feel that it would be a great disservice and disrespect to someone to not be honest. It's just sometimes how they go about saying it. Have you ever met someone that's kind of this energy of, well, people are going to think I'm a dick anyway, so I'm just going to be a dick. It's kind of that energy. But it actually makes them feel good to know that they're being honest. Like, honesty is very important to them. Okay, let's get another card representing them right now. Ooh, so when they're not honest, okay, so in example, if they have feelings for you and they can't express them, it actually troubles them deeply, which is a lesson that they need to be learning, okay? All right, let's see. Let's get another card representing this person. So we have the Star, okay, which is Aquarius energy. What I find very interesting about this, though, is that even though they're very hard on the outside, like I feel like they're very like hard exterior. They don't really let too many people in. But they're very hopeful and very open on the inside. So I feel like if you two have ever really talked, like I'm sure you have, your conversations are very deep. And they're very open to different things that you wouldn't think they were had you just met them randomly, okay? So I think that's fascinating to me. Okay, let's see what's on their mind right now. What is on their mind? The Queen of Pentacles, okay? So this is Sagittarius, Capricorn energy. If they're the masculine energy, they're feeling into partnership. They're thinking about the kind of partner they would want in their life. Even if they're not, I shouldn't say that even if they're masculine, it doesn't really matter if they're masculine or not. This is actually somebody who's wanting to take better care of themselves. And not just physically, because I feel like they're very much like you. They will hide in the physical. They will push their body. They will get linear about work, like focus solely on those things. I feel like what I heard was cleaning up their garden, cleaning up their yard. So I feel like they're really thinking about how that goes about. And I think it's interesting that we have the Page of Pentacles, and look at how pensive. She's like, I want my physical reality to be different, but I don't know what that looks like. So I feel like there's a thought process here. Okay. I'm being guided to say, okay, change is not something the two of you like. You struggle with it. For the feminine, there's this subconscious fear around change. Maybe it happened a lot in her child. There was instability. So any change to stability in any kind, even bringing a new energy into her home and life, is going to create fear in the connection. And it manifests physically for the masculine, where he can't actually physically make changes in his life. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the heart space. Bam. The Nine of Swords, the Nightmare card. Okay. There's fear in his heart because the fear is coming through the connection. Okay. So if we're feminines watching this, what are you afraid of right now? There's fear here that needs to be dealt with, because it's just an illusion. It's causing emotional confusion for you that doesn't need to be there. And it doesn't need to be here for this person either. I say him, there's no gender. I should probably preface that. All right, how are they viewing you right now? Okay, very interesting. So we have the Emperor and we have the World. Okay, what I heard, and this is going to sound so friggin' cheesy, is they think the world of you. They see you as this confident person who is trying to lead their life with confidence. They also feel like there's a sense of control there, though, like an energy of there might be some judgment you have of them, maybe for their choices, that you need to be mindful of. They feel like it hurts to disappoint you, but they also feel like you should love them anyways. How about that? Okay. So there's some work that needs to be done here, Sagittarius, and that's completely okay. And remember, the energy is interchangeable. You could be this other person. They could be the person, I don't know. You could be the person I'm reading about. They could be the other person. Take it as it resonates, okay? I find this happens a lot with Sagittarius readings, where it's kind of reversed a little bit, but okay, we're going to get into the extended version again. We're going to talk about hidden factors that aren't being seen right now, blockage that's being removed, lesson that's being learned, how they actually want to move forward with you, what you can do right now to move forward yourself, and some hopes and intentions. If this has helped you, please like, share, comment, and or subscribe. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing day, Sagittarius.